Just before I begin, thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our tools here. I am listening to all the conversations from yesterday. I think a lot of debate was around, what role will WFM play going forward in the industry. I think that word is actually transformers, right? And workforce management from now on should focus on the entire transformation experience that we can bring about to our internal customers as well as our external customers. Okay. Deepak in his session yesterday mentioned a very critical thing that WFM actually is involved in a lot of things. We are involved in planning, we are involved in recruitment, we are involved in execution, MIS, and there's a bit of invoicing also that we are involved in, right? So directly or indirectly, we actually affect a lot of factors for the organization. At Hexaware WFM, our motto is actually to transform even the smallest idea that comes out, right, and see how we can automate that. Okay, and that's what we have been following. So one such idea is something that I'm going to share now. It's about a billing tool that I'm going to present, and how have we made it simple through our transformation. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Swapnil Nagvekar, and I head the workforce team with Hexaware. So moving on, just a glimpse of how our structure is, or how we are structured in Hexaware on WFM. I have individual pillars of deliveries, and I have specialized team members in these teams. I have a dedicated automation wing with me, and I think that has helped us a lot in our journey of transformation and the entire digital practices that we bring about. As an organization, this is our motto. Our motto is automate everything, cloudify everything, and transform customer experience. And we at Hexaware WFM follow it to the T, right? And I'll showcase how. So let me tell you a bit about the challenge area of this particular process. So this is one of our esteemed partners that we have a huge FTE count. We have a half-hourly billing FTE model. However, it is a multi-channel model, so agent is working on voice as well as emails, and there are two separate sources of data that actually happen, which requires us at a WFM end to actually export and extract data at regular intervals, almost 30-minute interval as such, right? While everything else was very, very fair and fine, and the other digital practices were implemented in this process, there was a bit which was a last bit which was not really going well, which was on the entire invoicing experience we were sharing with our clients, right? Due to the entire manual activity that was involved in this, our TAT of closing an invoice went up to as high as 45 days. Right. So the thought was, how do we kind of bring this down? Because as a WFM personnel, I think my job ends when my organization gets the benefit back of the work that we have done, right? And you follow 10 processes, but at the end of the day, when the invoicing is done on time, everything is in place, right? Especially in this scenario where currently the challenge that we are facing, I think timely cash flow is a very, very important point that we all should be thinking of. And I'm sure all WFM teams influence this in a direct or indirect way, right? So we thought of this idea, how do we kind of influence this? So we thought we'll scrap the entire manual process that we currently have, and we'll transform this into a completely automated process, right? A simple framework that we kind of formed, we adopted the .NET and the VBA approach. We created a SQL database to hold all this large data that we have, and we thought everything that is documented in the billing SOP with the client, let's build that into the backend, right? Such that nothing has to be done at a manual or manually. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is the front end of how this tool looks like, and then we'll of course take questions. So this is how the tool looks like. We have given it access, user-based access, of course, so that people who are attached to that process can actually access the tool. Right. This is where the actually game starts, right? So there are two tools or two dumb sources that this process operates on. We have Avaya and we have Ubona. And the agent has to move between two because of the voice connectivity as well as the email connectivity, right? We also have to share a mapping in terms of was the agent in email or in voice, and which team does it belong to, and so and so. So this happens to be a huge database to be maintained. What we did was we created the same steps in the background, and we just gave front end as these buttons that you can see right now. What these buttons enable the person to do is, on the click, it actually follows the same steps that we would follow manually, which are uploading data into the dump, the employee mapping, and when we click on the execute query button, it actually follows the same steps that are listed in the client billing SOP. Right. We also have a validation check in place. So there are certain criteria that we have to check in terms of each employee's login hours, the staff time that is being clocked, the break time that is being clocked, and so and so. So what we did is we build them again into the backend, and on the front end we have only given these button options. On click, it actually follows the logic that is predefined. We also have a duplicacy check, which was very important. So for example, if an agent forgets to log off from Ubona and logs into Avaya, the parallel time that gets clocked cannot be built, right? Sorry, I could not hear you, Rajiv.
Oh, sorry guys, there was a call on my phone. Sorry.
No problem, no problem. As I said, the duplicacy can be checked, and the person who is making the invoice can actually confirm if the data is cleaned or not, right? Very interestingly, what we did was on the same page, we also gave a button called info, and you can see it on the left hand side of your screen. What this does is, when someone clicks on that button, all the logics of the billing and the entire SOP can be viewed, right? So if someone wants to just confirm if I have followed all the steps or if everything is covered, we have put those logics into the tool itself so that they can be verified while you're actually working on them. And as a final step, when all the comparison kind of happens, those two pop-up messages which say that day-wise comparison is ready and saved, my team member knows that all the steps have been followed. There is nothing manually that he has to do, and he can then process the invoice further, right? Finally, of course, he downloads the entire summary once the entire processing of the data has happened. So what are the benefits of this entire engagement that we did? Of course, data confidentiality. We gave a access-based, I mean a user-based access to this tool, so that only people who are entitled to see that data can actually work on it, right? And we control it through our side. This was taking a lot of manual effort with the exchanges of emails and the Excel files that we had to maintain. That has completely got eliminated. So the smallest idea was, why can't we transform this onto a click of buttons, and that's where we are now. It is very easy guide module, so anyone who is not in the process or a new team member who joins me can also run the show. There is zero manual intervention now, so everything that was manual before has been put up on the tool, and that eliminates any change of hands risk that we might have. You can also see the backend logics. So tomorrow, if the SOP changes, the billing procedure changes, we have the feasibility of changing the logics in the backend. However, the tool can still be utilized with the revised logics. The accuracy is of course there with all this. And what I'm happy to share with you all is, previous to the implementation of this tool, the TAT of the invoicing closure was around 45 days. Right, and it was getting extended further because of the complexity that we were getting into. Post the implementation of this tool, that TAT has come down to a 15-day time, where the entire process of creating the invoice and sharing it with our partners happens within 15 days of the end of the month, right? Now you would say, Swapnil, you have done this for yourself, so how does that really help? I used a very critical word, right? The timely cash flow. Okay, we felt bad that after everything else that we do for the project, because of this one thing, the organization was getting pulled, right? And I think this solution has really helped us to bring in that entire story to a place where digitization can actually help you and your organization directly as well as indirectly. So that's on the billing tool, and hence we said that's how we have made it. It's simple, billing made simple. Should I move on to the next tool that I'm going to present, or should we take questions?
Better, Swapnil, complete that down also. We can take questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is something interesting. I've been using the word transformation, transformers a lot in my conversation, right? Yesterday I was listening to Ian when the session started, and he mentioned a very nice, very interesting point. Ian said workforce management for him now is no more a passion; it has actually become an obsession, right? And I could really relate to what he said. I think we have a very similar thought process here at Hexaware WFM, where the entire automation and the workforce practices are no more passion for us; they actually become our obsession, right? We also had a conversation yesterday where we were thinking how can we influence, how can the workforce management community influence the entire organization or other teams whom we work along with, right? So our belief is while we are experiencing or we are transforming our own practices in workforce management, can we empower our fellow team members also, our fellow functions also, to kind of experience this, right? What I'm going to showcase now is one such thought which is not related to WFM actually, but since we have a very logical and solution-based thought process, we understand how numbers are to be reported, and we have that tinge of automation understanding with us. We created something which anyone and everyone can use, right? It's a very interesting topic. This is about minutes of meeting going digital, right? And I'll showcase how. So just a brief about my structure again and our vision that our organization has. So a quick thought process. When we think of a minute of meeting right now, what all comes to your mind, right? So we think, who's going to tap this? Do I have a notepad or a diary? If I'm in front of my laptop, I have to probably open an Excel. Once all this is done, I have to then put it on an email and send it across to people. That the job doesn't end there though, and I have to then follow up with people as to have they actioned it, have they replied to me. It means I have to be on my mailbox always, and there's a huge risk that I might just miss out on an email, or I might have missed out noting down a particular point, right? So the entire process of capturing MOM or reviewing them is actually a very tedious task. And you can speak to any transition or a pre-sales person, because those are the guys who take the maximum number of meetings in a day, right? And they will relate to this, saying that yeah, it is actually a tedious task because their desktops would probably have more MOMs than any other applications, right? So we took this up, we took this thought, and we said, okay, let's create a problem statement. I know generally we have a solution for a problem statement, but we think a little different. So we took this idea and we created a problem statement, and we said, okay, let's think. Traditionally, MOMs are all Excel based, right? The entire tracking of the action items happens manually, and there are too many exchanges of emails and all that has to happen. So can we digitize this experience? Can we take it to the next level, saying that, hey, you know what, we are working from home, we can't see each other for a long time. There are many discussions that are happening because everything happens over a call nowadays. So can we track this? And the answer was yes. So with the intelligence of automation and the logical understanding that a workforce personnel gets on board, we created a solution. We created a web-based tool, which we call as the minutes of meeting tool. We gave it a centralized storage space, and we made it accessible on the internet. Okay? Which means that wherever you are, I would love to be where he is right now in the picture. But anyways, I can be there as well and still connect to my MOM and update them, right? So that was a thought, and that is how it took forward. So I'm going to walk you through as to how the tool looks like and a few features of the tool, right? I take a lot of pride in saying this, and also I would like to share this here. We have created this tool within the month of May 2020. So when we experienced the problems that our teams or our colleagues were facing during this time, this thought came up and we started implementing it with full force, and is already live. It's an internet-based tool, so of course everyone has their own IDs and passwords to kind of access it. If you don't have it, you can't really log into it. This is how your landing page looks like. So it will tell you against your name how many actions are open, how many are closed, and there's a clear segregation. The list below also shows you what are the meetings that you are a part of, so you can go ahead and check details of that. I know you would say probably, Swapnil, there are so many meetings that happen. How do you kind of sort it out? So the three filters that you see right at the top, which read as project name, meeting name, and action owner, we have given those filters so they can, kind of drill down to the actual meeting that you want to get to. You can also schedule the next follow-up meeting through the tool itself, right? Where all the attendees or all the stakeholders who are going to be a part of that meeting will get an email reminder saying that, hey, next Friday is a follow-up meeting of this pointer, and they are made aware of that. I think one big issue with MOMs is you have to keep on tracking the target dates, right? So it's very simple here. Anyone who has not actioned on a particular action point and that has crossed a target date, it gets highlighted into red. So it's very easy for you to kind of visualize and see which action item has crossed the timelines and which is not. Everyone who has nicely completed their MOMs on time shows in green. So there is a clear bifurcation between open action items and closed action items. There are some actions which are only information or decisions and they don't need a follow-up action to be done, which are again segregated separately. So there are three different tabs that I'm trying to showcase on the tool itself. Okay, sorry, I missed one point. You can see two buttons just below the blue bar which read as export MOM and send MOM. I think one big task after creating the MOM is actually sending the MOM and maintaining that Excel, right? We have digitized that as well. So what happens is when you click on the export MOM button, you get the Excel file extracted in the same format. Now this is a format that our organization has agreed upon, but this is customizable, and you can fix up the format which you all want to view. And the export MOM will help you with the Excel file with the same format that you would have agreed. The send MOM button will actually help you send the MOM through your Outlook or your email to the people who are a part of that meeting. Also showcasing the dashboard, and the mail body will have the relevant snapshots of all the action items and the status they are in currently. The email gets triggered through that person's email ID who's logged into that tool that time, and that is how it is structured. So if I have to now really compare, okay, a manual to a digital journey of minutes of meeting, this is where we are actually, right? We used to make notes in diary. You can make them online. You have to maintain Excel sheets before it shows you directly on the tool. You have to worry about sending the MOM through an email later on. You can do it to the tool here automatically. Every individual will then have chain emails and trail emails updating about their action items. On the tool, the owner can actually log in and action his or put up an update on his action. The meeting owner has the toughest job of kind of consolidating everything and putting it up timely. Here he only has to review if people are actioning and then accept, reject the actions. Over dependency on Excel, here it's on the internet and it's a website, so no Excel involved. And of course, there are a lot of chances of we losing out data in Excel, but being online and being connected to a database, you would always have a backup in place. So if I have to call out the benefits, you have instant updates of what the MOMs are. They are available on a single click. No additional cost incurred because this is a completely in-house developed tool. The savings, of course, could be measured for the lifetime, because if you go out in the market, I don't think there are many tools as available as such. Data accuracy is improved because you will actually have the action documented there, which was spoken about and actioned on. And there is no email dependency, because with one click the email reaches all the audience. So there is no point, or there's no point where you can miss someone as long as that person is a part of that meeting on the tool. So I think our idea of showcasing this tool is actually to just share this view that workforce management with a tinge of automation can help transform a lot of ideas that we or other departments actually use. And I think we have the capability of empowering everyone else to think digitally and also implement things digitally. So those were the two tools that we had through Hexaware. I'll now probably take questions, if any. Thank you.
Swapnil, this is Sridhar. In your
Hi, Sridhar. Hi.
MOM tool, digital. Hi, good morning. Good afternoon, rather.
Good morning.
Have you looked at Slack or the Teams to do the same, or have you been exposed to, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. There's ClickUp. We've used ClickUp. We used, you can use GoTo to get to the stage. But Teams does the same job in a different way, right? So how does it stack up, and why is it so? I mean, it's good. Effort's great, but what is really different, or what is it being compared to what's available in the market? It's already there, right? So
okay, sorry. So would Teams have the functionality of creating an Excel format for you or sending out the email to the audience? I'm not very sure, but I don't think that it has that capability. Also, we believe. No, we didn't. To be honest, we didn't.
Okay, leave it. So then leave it. Drop the question. It was only if you have looked at Teams, or if you have looked at Slack. These are all project management and collaboration tools, right? So there's a bunch of collaboration tools that we end up using. They end up doing the billing also if required. So I was coming from this. So what are you aware of? Which collaborative project management tools are you aware of?
So, Sridhar, to be honest, at Hexaware Technologies, we believe in developing everything in-house. Okay, we have a very, very strong automation capabilities that we have, and we strongly believe in checking ideas internally first. If we can make it happen suitable to our environment, customized to a level where it's especially for Hexaware Technologies, and then we look out in the market. If I have to be really honest on this answer, if I have to go out in the market and buy something, it will come at a cost, right? The tool that we have created at this point is at zero cost, and it's completely customized to what our organization follows and our organization wants, right? It still gives a digital experience to everyone following what they have been doing till now. So their experience changes, but their practice doesn't change. If that answers your question.
Do you also have a internal developed, since you said Hexaware follows that, it's a very basic question. So do you have a WFM tool also developed by Hexaware?
Maybe our 2021 session, I should have that for you.
Are you sure? Do you know the Avaya story? Avaya decided to build a WFM tool in 2000. 2014, they scrapped it and went with Variant as a white label.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
So
I'm not stopping you, but it's not a joke.
No, absolutely. Probably if I would have asked someone earlier, should I work on a MOM tool, they would have answered the same way, saying, "Are you joking? There are so many things otherwise available." But I think the point is, can you actually transform your idea into reality, right? So I have ideas around WFM tool, and I'm confident of what capabilities we as an organization carry. Will we put it to test or not is a decision that the organization and us will take together, Sridhar.
Okay, sir. No problem. Thanks. It's good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Swapnil.
Yes, Swapnil. Sorry, Shiva. Yeah, this is Vineet here. So thank you, Swapnil. I think what I liked is the simplicity and your ability to create something very passionately and position it very, very passionately out of airy nothingness. I think that is the beauty. I mean, it's not an easy task, right? It's a life skill, and I must compliment you for that. So keep it on. Second perspective is, I mean, which as an input, if I was to give it, life cycle context and linking it back to what Sridhar was suggesting, my 2 cents input would be pick up small, make it large, as you have started working on, and the way things will become large would be what is the high impact zone that is going to be leveraged. I mean, if you were to, let's say, look at a WFM domain, either in terms of your breadth or in terms of your depth, pick it up and link it up to the larger business process.
Understood.
How would your MOM tool actually become insightful for you to pick up actionables out of that meeting where the MOM has been created and link it back to an event trigger into a forecasting process? Don't leave it in. That's the point. Or how does it go on to make an influence into the organizational policy as far as scheduling process is concerned?
Sure.
Right. I think there are very strong elements that you can build it up. Don't leave it here. That's, I mean, point number 3, and this is again my perspective. When you touch upon billing, for example, the billing tool was there. While you touch upon billing, right? End of the day, billing is an outcome. What input variables are you going to impact through your tool is an element that I think you should expand, because that will have critical element on your business process.
Correct.
I think these are just 3 inputs that I thought I'll quickly share with you, but continue building onto your life skill. I mean, I really appreciate what you have done.
No, sure, Vineet. I think very valuable inputs, and even we feel the same. So what probably we think is, when an idea comes to anyone's mind, we believe in actually creating what we think till that point, right? And then we can always enhance as we move forward. The thing is, we don't believe in dropping any idea at any point of time, even it may be the smallest of ones. We want to first create something and then build on that. So I've noted your feedback for sure. I think it's really valuable there.
Thanks, Swapnil. I think if there are any questions we can take. Otherwise, we are done with the WFM products and tools presentation.